Australian sport is littered with successful brothers succeeding in partnership. From the Chappells and Wars in cricket to Rugby League's Mortimer brothers and the famous Ella family in rugby, their perceived sixth sense or link excited fans and created special moments. Harness racing is no different. In fact, a number of siblings have formed formidable partnerships and dominated the sport. Successful trainer-driver Jared Alchin and his youngest brother Alex have teamed up in recent months and have already enjoyed great success. The pair has set up at the new Menangle Training Centre, with eldest brother Jared calling the shots.
Yeah, he's the foreman here now, and he's trying to get a team of his own together, and we'll just work in together. I'll help him, he'll help me, and at the moment we've got some nice horses between us, so works good for both of us. I guess it wasn't something that I planned straight away to come and move over on the barns, but where I was renting, and James Tedesco, the football player, he purchased the property, and we just didn't know how long the lease was going to last, and the opportunity come to move over here, and I spoke to all my owners and they were really for it. They said, yeah, do it straight away. So yeah, we moved over here, and since we're here we just couldn't be happier.
The duo prepared a raid on the Trotting Riches in Victoria in March. Alex travelled with the horses while Jared remained at home and concentrated on the local races.
Yeah, that's right. I went down there for about a month, and at the start things were a little bit rocky, had a few little problems, a couple got a little bit sick and things like that, but yeah, on the main night, on Great Southern Star night, we won the Group 1 Need for Speed, and my trotter, Cycling Lucky 7, he won the Group 3, and the other mare, she made a little break, she was probably a bit unlucky, so to have a good night on probably Trotter's night of nights, it was really special.
Oh yeah, we're very proud of it, and for Alex to be down there and to do it with me, it was really good. You know, like we had a big opinion of the horse. He went down there and things didn't quite go to plan when we first went down there. But I spoke to Gavin Lang after he got beat in his last run before the final, and he said, "Don't be surprised if this horse wins." And I was looking at the field thinking, I don't know, I'll be happy with the place, you know. And when I got there, I spoke to Gavin more about him driving him and that, and he filled me with confidence. So actually, when I went on the track, I was actually confident I could win. Definitely thought about it, but I guess, you know, you don't get that many opportunities to drive in Group 1s. I spoke to the owners and they really wanted me to go and drive him because I trained him. They said it'd be better for me if I trained him and drove him, and he won. So yeah, I was happy to drive him.
Ballpark in front, Bacardi Hurricane wide is ascending now. Bacardi Hurricane loomed up the ballpark, and Bacardi Hurricane got home. Bacardi Hurricane won narrowly from Ballpark, and Big Jack Hammer cruising around fourth. Then the Sure Thing from Lethal Les, Wardan Destroyer, and then a gap in the field to Kai Valley, Toy Boy.
The Alchins grew up in Temora, and it was the eldest Jared who first made his way into the sport of harness racing, following in the footsteps of his grandfather, Russ Harpley.
Yeah, no, it's like Pop. If it wasn't for Pop, we obviously wouldn't be here, me, Ricky and Alex, you know, because Mum and Dad don't have anything to do with the horses, although they follow us very closely, and they're our biggest supporters. They don't train as such. But yeah, so every morning before school we'd go and feed the horses and help Pop work the horses, and it just rolled on from there. So, you know, every day on the way home from the races there's always a missed call from Pop, so we always ring and Pop back, and he follows us very closely.
And then as a youngster, you did a lot of work with Ray Walker?
Yeah, well, Pop sort of only worked 1, 2, maybe 3 horses at a time. So when I was about 13 or 14, Pop sort of said, I think you better go up and see Ray and see if he needs you to help him, or he said just do anything that'll make sort of your progress better. And that sort of went and saw him, and the first drive I had was I'm a Strong One. So, and he was flying at the time, and I didn't even know what horse it was, and I hopped off. I thought, geez, that went all right. And he said, do you know what horse that was? I said, I wouldn't have a clue. He says, I'm a Strong One. I said, oh, geez, that's all right. And it just rolled on from there. I ended up going there in, like most afternoons and every weekend, and yeah, just snowballed on from there.
While Jared made a quick transition to harness racing and continued to help out Temora trainer Ray Walker, brother Ricky showed a lot of interest. However, Alex didn't show much interest in the horses at all.
Early on I always thought Ricky would, definitely, but Alex sort of was more in the shearing sheds with Dad, He'd go to work with Dad all the time in the shearing sheds, and I thought he was no chance of being with the horses. But then when me and Ricky moved up to Sydney and he'd come up on the holidays and visit, he got more and more keen, and then he forgot about the sheep.
Yeah, Dad wore me out a bit early, I think. He regrets that now. I went there every day from when I was 2 till about 8, I reckon. So, but yeah, it was probably same as Jared and Ricky. Like, Pop was a big influence, having the horses with him, but when I was growing up and Ricky and Jared were both involved very heavily, they were driving and things like that. That was probably more when I got more, like, a lot more involved in it. And they both moved to Sydney, and every school holidays I couldn't wait to come up and visit them and just stuff around with the horses for a couple of weeks and get away. It was really good.
Alex's passion for the standard bred continued to grow, and soon he followed his older brothers to Sydney to work within the harness racing industry.
As soon as I finished school, I moved up here and I worked for David Wilkins for probably 12 months, and then I got a job offer from Paul Fitzpatrick. So I went out there and I was with Paul for well over 12 months, and then from then I ended up going to Queensland for John McCarthy and was there for about 12 months, and that brought me back down to Sydney with Luke, who I was with for a bit over 3 years.
Alex enjoyed working for some of the biggest stables in the state, but he wanted to train one for himself, and when he finally got his licence, it didn't take him long to train his first winner.
That was actually when I was with Luke and Belinda. I took a team up there for them over the Winter Carnival, and I had a horse, Quick Jet. She was a nice little filly. She was no star, but she provided me with my first winner, so that was a good thrill.
Still there, Call Me Spartacus. Quick Jet leads the way. Village Maestro coming through on the inside. Quick Jet, Village Maestro. Quick Jet. Quick Jet takes it out.
Back in Sydney, Jared had won his first Group 1 as a reinsman after She's a Runner won the New South Wales Oaks for Riverina trainer David Kennedy.
Yeah, that was really special for me because me and Dave are close mates, and to win it on one of his horses was great, you know. It's something that you always hope you drive a Group 1 winner, but you just never know if you're going to or not, and to get that off me back was really good. I thought we needed a lot of luck to win, and turned out we got it.
Trying hard as Ocean Diva down the centre, and in the centre too is Better's Package, and right up along the inside, She's a Runner, big finish, Ocean Diva on the outside, She's a Runner, photo! Yeah,
it was a great thrill. I thought I'd won it, but I didn't want to go off too early because it was so close, but when I found out I won it, I was really relieved actually.
Fast forward to 2016, and Jared has put together a good stable with horses like Bacardi Hurricane, Laura Megan, Floyd Mayweather, Got the Scoop, and stable favourite Lombo Final Touch.
Yeah, we love him. He's sort of one of the favourites here. He's got a lot of character. He's probably not the easiest horse to train, but he's probably one of the favourites here, and he's so honest, you know. Whichever race you put him in, he's always going to do his best, and I don't think we saw the best of him yet, you know. Like, he got very sick there a while back, and he's only just coming right now, so we just kept him at the provincials, but I think it's nearly time to take him back to Menangle.
Alex, while working as foreman for Jared, is also training a couple of his own. Alex purchased Joyce's Desire from last year's Ready to Run sale, while he holds a soft spot for his trotter, Cyclone Lucky 7.
Yeah, I race him with my pop. He's the favourite. We brought him from New Zealand probably 12 months ago, and he's ran second in Group 1 in Queensland, and he won the race in Melbourne there, the Group 3 there the other day. He's a lovely horse. Gave me a few of my biggest thrills in the game, that's for sure.
Gold Star Invasion put to pressure. Wider My Valerie just with a tendency to hang. Blue Don battles away. Then Monorail. They're into the home stretch now. Cyclone Lucky 7 bounded away. He's out in front by over 8 metres. My Valerie wide out runs to second. Then Blue Don Monorail late, but Cyclone Lucky 7 all wrapped up. A hand drive and he wins easily.
While Cyclone Lucky 7 has had success in Brisbane and Melbourne since arriving from New Zealand, he looks certain to bloom at Menangle.
I think so. I think the racing at Menangle will suit him. He hasn't actually had a lot of racing here. I've sort of travelled with him a fair bit, but I think just sort of the genuine racing at Menangle, he's a very fast horse, so if he can just be camped off him at Menangle, I think he'll sort of continue to earn.
As close as Jared and Alex now work, the occasional argument would be understandable, but surprisingly, there are no flare-ups between the brothers.
No, we don't. We don't fight much at all. Me and Ricky, yes. Me and Alex, no, we don't fight much at all. But me and Ricky are always blowing. But I don't think I could work as closely with Ricky, although we get along really good. We fight a lot more, but me and Alex, we never blew. We sort of were on the same page, and yeah, we both go about our own thing, and the job gets done properly.
Yeah, really good. We get along really well, considering we're brothers and things like that. But yeah, I really like it. Jared's got a good team of horses here at the moment, and just moved to the barn, which is great facilities, so they're good to work out of, and yeah, very enjoyable.
So what does the future hold for the pair?
Yeah, I don't know whether Alex will be on his own. I think that's something he's got to decide on what he wants to do when he gets that amount of horses, you know. But in 10 years' time, just more good horses, and hopefully, yeah, just more Group 1 winners, I guess. It's something you always look forward to, getting Group 1 winners. I've had one now I'm looking forward to my next one. So whether Alex is here with me or whether he's on his own, we'll be there for one another, you know, like bouncing off one another. So whatever it is, we'll be working closely anyway.